your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
On this Tuesday night, our temperatures have now fallen into the upper 50s. Still a few low 60s out there in places like Lincoln at 62. Bloomington is at 61. Springfield's at 60. But it's 59 in Champaign, 55 in Danville. And Mattoon is holding at a 60, which is where we have our Casey Summers weather camera up on our roofing dog. And clear skies overnight tonight will mean that we're expecting to go down most likely into the low 50s for overnight low temperatures, with winds generally out of the east and southeast directions at about 5 miles per hour. So for tomorrow, temperatures will likely be able to top out into the low 80s, likely the warmest day of our forecast. And then we'll have a cold front that'll bring us a small chance of some rain showers and cooler weather going into the weekend. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
They have the experience and the know-how to offer a quality project and quality entertainment.
And now they're one step closer to building a casino in Danville. Why some aren't happy with the location that was picked. Plus, a county office has seen its fair share of issues. Why now some are saying there are new problems with it. And COVID-19 hit school budgets hard, and that might mean the end of school resource officers in one district.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
I think today we have made history for the city of Danville.
Failed attempts to bring a casino into Danville may be a thing of the past. City Council voted to rezone a property, giving the green light to a new proposal. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini. The casino would be built on Eastgate Drive near Lynch Road, but this is intended to be a temporary location. WCIA 3's Jennifer Jensen joins us now. So Jennifer, what are the plans looking into the future?
Paul, the city says the development company plans to build a more permanent casino later on to invest in the city long term. The mayor says the casino in Terre Haute has created a more urgent need for Danville to compete to bring in revenue, especially since Indiana approved table gaming. While the mayor says he's very hopeful for the potential of this casino plan, there are some people who don't believe this is the right decision for the city.
This distribution storage warehouse on 8.5 acres of land is one step closer to being transformed into a casino. It was zoned as an industry area, but City Council changed it to allow Danville Development to build it here.
They have done several casino developments and been licensed in other states, so they have the experience and the know-how to offer a quality project and quality entertainment.
Mayor Ricky Williams and the company believe this is an ideal location because it's near the Northern Hotel District and retail businesses. But Michael Mervis, co-owner of the company next to this land, disagrees.
It seems a shame that 20 years of work would result in a casino sandwiched inside an industrial park, where people's first impression of Danville will be among semis, among cross docks, among truck depots, and among a recycling facility.
The Danville Zoning Commission turned down the proposal 5-1 earlier this month, saying the proposal wasn't consistent with the goals and objectives of the city's comprehensive plan and would not preserve the essential character of the neighborhood around it. But council overturned that.
The truth is, when folks are going to a casino, they're not hanging out outside, they're inside. So I really feel as long as the inside is amazing, which it will be, and the outside is attractive to draw people in, that we'll be in great shape.
The mayor says Danville would make about $6.2 million in revenue per year from this. Danville Development says construction of the casino will take about 9 months from the close of financing.
I contacted Danville Development to get their response to the objections against this proposal and also hear more details about their plan, but have not heard back yet. The next step is for the application to be submitted to the State Gaming Board for review and final approval. Paul, back to you.
Of course, if you do hear back, let us know what you hear. Jennifer, thanks. Well, Danville Development will do the majority of the work on the casino, designing, building, and operating. More issues are plaguing the Champaign County Treasurer's Office. It's been 9 months since Laura Pressing resigned before her term was up. In her year-long stint, complaints mounted. Now, some are saying issues with the office haven't improved. Marisol Hughes was appointed interim treasurer in March. Now, John Bambenek wants the courts to remove Hughes from office. He says she's failed to perform her duties. He wasn't the only person to complain at a county board meeting tonight. The Champaign Public Library is short $700,000. Officials want to know when and where the money is.
So any delays quickly affect cash flow and our ability to pay taxes and bills and salaries. We are talking about the ability to pay our employees. The question we have, when can we expect to receive the holdback from the first tax installment, and when can we expect to receive the second installment payments?
The Cunningham Township assessor also spoke. Wayne Williams said people say it's hard to get in touch with the treasurer. We'll bring you more on this developing story tomorrow. The DeWitt County coroner has released the name of the man who died in a crash on Sunday. It happened near Farmer City. Officials say Enoch Bohr ran his car off the road into a bean field. He died at that scene. A woman in Mattoon is in custody after police say she made a bomb threat. 43-year-old Angel Dare is facing disorderly conduct charges. Police say she called McDonald's on Detro Drive yesterday and said she was bringing a bomb to blow it up. That restaurant was evacuated. The Clark County Sheriff's Office is searching for a missing teenager. 14-year-old Seth Hollingsworth from Marshall hasn't been seen since Saturday. He went bird watching in the woods, and no one's heard from him since. He was last seen wearing a blue Illinois shirt, blue jeans, and cowboy boots. If you see him, call the Sheriff's Office. 2 U of I students were given notices to appear after hosting a party late last month. The violations for 23-year-old James Epagunde and 20-year-old Seth Chapman were for hosting a nuisance party, endangering public health, and reckless conduct. Police say the party had more than 10 people. And it's parties like that that are the reason why university officials decided to crack down on students, and officials now say it may have reduced cases of coronavirus on campus. It's been 13 days since the chancellor sent an email urging students to limit going out and vowing to step up enforcement. That effort ends tomorrow. Since mid-August, the U of I has had nearly 2,000 cases of COVID-19. 8 students have been suspended for having parties. Officials believe it's a sign the message worked, but they say they can't predict what will happen when restrictions are lifted. Looking now at numbers statewide, more than 1,400 new cases of COVID-19 were announced for a total of more than 264,000 infections since the pandemic began. 20 more people have died for a total of more than 8,300 COVID-related deaths. Right now, Urbana's school board is meeting to review its budget and could axe its school resource officer program. WCIA 3's Jen Lask has been listening to that meeting. She joins us tonight in studio. So, Jen, what exactly is going on now?
Well, Paul, the school board listened to public comments both for and against the school resource officer program for roughly 2 hours. They just finished an administrative report, and they are slowly but surely making their way toward that budget. Now, the board and council are currently in an agreement to pay for the SRO program, but the City Council passed a resolution last night essentially stepping out of the board's way. The program costs roughly $325,000 a year, and council members say board members from the school district are worried about the budget because of COVID-19. The City Council says they wanted to let the board know they wouldn't file a lawsuit if the program was terminated. And I'll continue following the debate tonight. Share updates on WCIA.com. Back to you, Paul.
All right, Jen, keep us updated as always. Jen Lask in studio. Jen, thanks. Well, Governor Pritzker is preparing for the worst if Congress doesn't pass a new COVID relief bill. He told all government agencies to plan for a 5% budget cut if more money doesn't come from the feds. The largest expense for state and local governments is personnel, so jobs would be at stake.
Include all of the cities and counties that are affected by this. We're literally talking about thousands of people who will get laid off.
Now, the Senate failed to pass the most recent attempt at COVID relief, which was proposed by Republicans. Pritzker said the bill didn't provide enough relief for state and local governments as it was. Now, the owners of a diner say they are closing for good, and it is primarily because of the pandemic. Mary Ann's on Oregon and Gregory shut down. They closed for 5 months starting in March and were only open a few weeks before the city ordered Campus Town restaurants to stop indoor seating. Mary Ann's still has its location in Champaign at Neal and Kirby. A leader in Champaign County is retiring after nearly a decade. Boys and Girls Club Executive Director Sam Banks is stepping down. He took over when the club was hurting. At the time, there was talk of it closing. The club was having problems with money and its programs. Banks came in and turned things around, even expanded the programs. He's the reason the Boys and Girls Club is now in Rantoul. Board members say his impact will continue long after he leaves.
The news about Sam's retirement is bittersweet for everyone. I think that, you know, most good things come to an end, and I think Sam has left the club and the board in a terrific position to have a long legacy, to be financially stable, to manage through difficult times that we're living through right now.
Banks will be in his position through June. A search committee is being organized to replace him. A school district is looking for its next superintendent. Why they want your help. Plus, some students might not see the inside of a classroom for a while, but a newly renovated school will be waiting for several dozen of them. And many are still debating the future of fall high school sports in the pandemic, but the governor has made it very clear what he thinks about the matter.